is a part 2 of my live. I went live earlier today in part 1 and we made sourdough. Showed you guys the recipe that I was using. I'm gonna put that in the other video. And now it's been a few hours and I'm back because I'm gonna go ahead and assemble my loaves. Now this is a really exciting part, so I wanted to do this on camera and also save it for anybody who's gonna watch it down the line. Also off camera, I made another loaf, which is a whole wheat loaf. So that's super exciting. So we'll start with that one. We'll assemble the whole wheat one, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys my other 2 loaves, which are gonna be really exciting because I'm gonna be adding some kind of things inside of it. I'm gonna be adding things to it. I'm gonna make one sweet one and one with like cheese and chives, and it's gonna be really good. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this whole wheat loaf. I have my whole wheat flour, which I'm gonna go ahead and put down here. And I'm gonna go ahead and start dumping it and shaping. Now some of the things that you need if you're gonna be kind of recreating something like this, you do need a dough cutter, which looks like this. You also need a basket that looks kind of like this. I also have the round ones that we're gonna be using, but I think for the whole wheat, I'm gonna be using this one. And I am going to go ahead and dump my dough right here in front of me. So you don't need as much flour, to be honest with you. You just need a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and start dumping everything out. And the whole wheat is a little bit tricky because it's not as fluffy as like the other one. It didn't rise as well, but that's just because it's the type of dough. So what I like to do, and I don't know if you can see, there it is right here. I like to basically make a bowl with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and stretch it as far as I can. Or you can't. They can't really see though. Yeah, I'll try to show. I'll stretch it as far as I can, and then I will be folding it. So I'll fold the sides. These sides I'm gonna fold inwards, and then the top I'm gonna fold inwards as well. So I'm basically just stretching it, making a rectangular shape out of it without breaking anything. But then I'm just gonna go ahead and fold it in half on all sides, on 2 sides. And then the sides like this, I don't know if you can see, I'm just folding, making a little triangular shape and then folding it on itself like so. And then I'm folding the sides as well. So essentially what I'm doing is just shaping it how I normally would. And then I am just rotating it like so. Hi everybody, thanks for joining. So I'm just rotating it like so. I wish you could bake, it's 12 a.m. That's so funny. Where are you guys joining from? Because right now for me it's like 8 p.m. so it's a little bit too late to bake, but it is what it is. I started late, so that's what we're dealing with right now. I have to bake it. Indiana. Okay, good. That's awesome. It's fun. How's the weather over there, you guys? Where are you at? Is it nice? 11 p.m. Gotcha. That's not too bad, I guess. You could still bake something at 11 p.m. I don't know. Probably it wouldn't start from scratch, not the sourdough, but... So anyway, you guys can see right here, this is what the loaf looks like. I've just assembled it right here. Beautiful and rainy, that's nice. I like the rain. when it's, you know, when it's not too cold. That's nice. Baking 24/7. Yep. That's how we roll. It's the weekend. You gotta bake all your bread so then you can have amazing bread for the week ahead. So anyway, so now I have my basket right here. I was showing in the beginning before some of you guys joined, that I have different baskets. I have one that's round and I have one that's like this. So I'm gonna be, for my whole wheat bread, I'm gonna be using these ones. Because I just want a loaf, right? I don't want the round one. I just want kind of this shape of loaf. So this is our shape right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my rice flour. And the reason I'm using the rice flour is because it doesn't stick to the bread. So I'm gonna take the rice flour, put it in the basket. And what we want to do is we want to have enough flour in here so that the bread doesn't stick to it. Trust me, I learned the hard way, because at first when I was baking, my breads would always stick to the basket, and it's just annoying to get it out of there, and the shape is ruined and all of that. So you don't want to do that. Just put as much flour as you can. It's not gonna stick to the bread itself, and you can like remove it afterwards really easily. So it doesn't affect that at all. So you just put it in here, and then the bread that I just created, I created more of a like elongated type of oval shape. I'm just gonna take that and dump it in the basket, face up. So whatever you had facing down, now it's gonna be facing up. It might not look super cute right now, but what it does is just proofs in this basket, and the shape's it's gonna fill it up, right? So even if it's not perfect right now, it doesn't matter. What is this? I'm baking sourdough bread. How did you start baking? In general, or this bread right here, we started this morning, but in general, how I got into baking, I don't know. Honestly, I was never into baking. I liked cooking more than baking. What's up? My son is playing, so that's why. But the reason why I wasn't into baking is because I thought that baking was super difficult. But let me tell you, baking is not that difficult. Once you start and once you kind of know what to do, and it's really trust the process type of thing. So if you have a recipe, you can start. Yes, you can fail a couple of different times at first, but once you start doing it, it's not that difficult, right? It's just muscle memory. And I think it's a good skill to have in general. Like, I'm trying to learn right now. I'm not a baker by any means. I'm still learning myself. I'm still a newbie. And I just think it's a good skill to have, like, down the line. I can always rely on that and always kind of learn to do that. So.
Read the lady's comment.
What?
Read the lady's comment in Russian. Мясо Burger Kings делает.
Mr. Boston, what do you mean? Что это значит? Happy birthday, Sophia. Hope you have the best birthday, Sophia. Okay guys, so this bread is ready to go. We put it in the proofing basket, and now we're gonna go ahead and cover it with our trusty towel. And I'm gonna put it back under the light. So that's where I keep like my breads and all of that. So it needs to sit there for a while. Now let me show you the second loaf. This is 2 loaves in one, and you guys are gonna be crazy. Thank you, you're welcome. You guys are gonna freak out because I honestly don't know what to do with this. Like I said, I'm still a newbie. Watch, this is crazy. This overflowed. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness. So I really don't know what to do with this, to be honest with you, but we're gonna roll with it, right? In baking, like in general, in life, like you just gotta roll with the punches. So there's no turning back. We are making this bread. If it turns out perfect, if not, then we'll see, whatever. It's gonna be it's gonna taste good regardless, I know that, but it's just a little bit crazy right now because it's overflowing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add all-purpose flour in here to my workstation, and I'm gonna try to dump this huge loaf in front of me. Oops. So we need a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick. And I'm gonna try to dump this. I don't know if anybody's into baking on this live. I don't think so, but is this overproofed? Like, what is going on here? None of my other breads did this before, so I don't know. It might be overproofed, but I'm just gonna, I don't know what to do with it. I'm just gonna try to dump the whole thing. It's really sticky still. And yes, it looks kind of like we might need to do some CPR on this bread. We might need to just reshape it. This is what happens when you bake, is sometimes things don't work out the way you want it to. I think I might have used a little bit too much starter, so then it really like overflowed. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it in half right now because that's way too much for me to deal with. And then I'm gonna still try to shape it like I normally would, because even if it's overproofed, to be honest with you, it can still turn out really well in terms of taste wise. The issue with an overproof loaf could be that it might not rise. That's the only thing that is of my concern. But other than that, so I'm putting half of it away, and half of it I'm just gonna go ahead and stretch out. Like I said in the beginning, we're gonna have 2 loaves out of this because I doubled the recipe, and we're going to have 1 sweet one and 1 sour, or not sour, like savory. So with the savory one, I have already cut some chimes. We're gonna add chimes, we're gonna add dill, we're gonna add our feta cheese, and we're gonna add the farmer's cheese. So this is gonna be a really, really good mix. So once again, feta cheese, a little bit of feta cheese, just for the kind of like the salty taste, farmer's cheese, chimes, and dill. I have the freeze-dried dill. You can use any dill, or like, actually, they just didn't have any fresh dill in the store, so I had to get the freeze-dry. So I'm going ahead and stretching my dough as much as I can. What's up, baby? And I'm gonna go start assembling it. Can you open the feta? Oh, I got it. I'm trying to do it kind of quick, because if it's already overproofed, that's not too good. Like, we need to get those in the proofing baskets immediately. Yeah, so I'm trying to do it kind of quick. How much feta do you want? A little bit?
I hate feta cheese.
So let me do my mix.
You'll be eating the whole bread yourself this week.
Huh?
You'll be eating the whole bread this week.
No, I just had a little bit. So this is how I'm gonna mix. I'm gonna mix what goes inside of it in here. So I'm gonna add, majority of it is gonna be the farmer's cheese, which, if you guys don't know what it is, this is what it looks like. It's similar, kind of similar to, what's that other one? To cottage cheese, yeah. So it's kind of similar to cottage cheese in terms of consistency. You can get it at Sprouts, you can get it at Whole Foods. And then I'm adding a little bit of feta cheese, and I'm mixing it here. I'm adding a lot of chimes, because that's gonna be really, really delicious. And if you guys don't know what chimes is, it's basically like onion, but they're like super tiny. So I'm adding chimes to it, and I'm adding also the dill. So my freeze-dried dill. And this is gonna be our mixture that goes inside of the bread, and it's gonna be delicious. Because last time when I baked, I made it with cheese. Was it cheese? What was it? Cheese, what else? An onion, yeah. I also did freeze-dry onion, and then I did cheddar cheese. And that was also really, really good. So if you guys want a recipe, try that one. This one is just like a little bit different, but also similar to that. And I'm just mixing it in so we have a nice mixture throughout. And then this is my dough. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it right in front of it, right in the middle. And try to spread it kind of evenly around. So that's all we do. And it's honestly not that difficult to do. Like once you know what you're doing, you can use your fingers, you can use a spatula. It's kind of sticky, the mixture, so I'm gonna try to work around it as much as I can. And this is, honestly, this is not a recipe. This is just something that I came up with. So if it's, I'll update in the comments. If it doesn't work out, I'll be like, it's a bad idea. We'll see. It's just if anybody is familiar with like Eastern European culture or whatever, or cuisine, this mixture is really, really popular. Like the mix of chives, dill, and some sort of cheese is basically in every other dish, right? So that's why I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I really want to do this and make this bread, you know? So anyway, I just made it into the middle. Everything's in. What's up? Oh, sweetie. Everything's in. I had some chives left over, so I'm just adding that in. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start folding, and I'm dog is playing with the baby. So anyway, now I'm gonna start folding it and basically folding it in half. And I know you guys can see, right? Let me pull you back so whoever is trying to recreate this recipe can see me. Okay, here it is. So I'm folding it, putting it in half like so, right? We have this, basically I just used the square in the middle for everything. And now I'm folding it inward once again, making sure everything's in really nicely. Now, if you had any leftover, you could like add something down the middle here. I don't have anything left over, so we're good with that. And now I'm just folding the sides. And after I'm done folding the sides, I just secure it like so. And then I'm gonna fold this side as well. And now I'm gonna start folding it on itself. Basically creating this ball of bread. Now I can take some of my flour. Mine is more like a square rather than a ball, so that's why I need to continue shaping it. And to shape it, you just literally continue like rotating it and doing, and kind of like folding it on itself, like so. I'm not a professional by any means, so I don't know if I'm even doing this right, but that's what works for me, or has been working for me for now, until I learn to do it better. So now that we have something similar to a dough ball, I'm gonna add a little bit more flour to it. Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna take my Benetton or this like proofing basket, and I'm gonna put it back in, and I'm gonna basically like, the side that is facing upward is gonna go on the bottom. So we're almost flipping it like a pancake, right? The side that's underneath is gonna be on top. Make sure you have your flour in the basket, and make sure you have the flour on top of the actual bread so that they don't stick. So I'm flipping it over like so, and then this side that was basically underneath is now on top. It doesn't look that nice or anything, but it's fine. You can just go ahead and close down if you have any gaps, if you have any bubbles, just kind of make sure everything's nice and tight, and then add more flour on top. And that's it. This is ready to go, and you can go ahead and just cover it and put it for proofing. Now you can put it in the fridge. I'm gonna bake this tonight, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put it away. But if you're doing like cold fermentation or whatever, that's when you're gonna go ahead and put everything in the fridge for like 24 hours. But for me, this is just going directly under my kitchen light right here. Huh?
The big bucket.
The what? So anyway, and we have our final loaf. Now this, I don't know. I was thinking of doing one sweet one. And I was thinking, I had big plans for this guy. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but we're gonna try our best. So what I think I wanna do with this one, I found a recipe. Now this one is not my creation. This is like, I found a recipe on this. It called for freeze-dried blueberries and what else? Lemon zest cream cheese. We don't have any lemons. We have the cream cheese. We did? Can you do the zest? Okay, so never mind. We have the lemons. Update. We have the lemons. We're gonna make the zest. We don't have the freeze-dried blueberries. We have regular dried blueberries. And we do have Philadelphia cream cheese. So this recipe calls for basically like something like a, I don't know. What is it? Anyways, we'll see how it's gonna turn out, but it's supposed to be really creamy, really cheesy, and really, yeah, it tastes like blueberries. So we'll see what we're gonna do. But for now, my plan is just to go ahead and use the dried blueberries and the cream cheese, and then the zest, lemon zest. So all I did, I just stretched that out exactly like I did the first loaf or the first half. And I'm gonna do the exact same process, except I'm gonna concentrate everything in the middle, and I'm gonna do different ingredients. Let me wash my hands first. So, why does it sound terrible? Can you explain that to me?
It really doesn't sound good.
It's supposed to be a sweet. No, literally, you guys look it up. It's supposed to be really good. But we'll see. I'll update you guys. If it's bad, listen, I'm gonna be honest, because it's honestly, I have no skin in the game. This is not my recipe or anything like that. I'm just over here trying other people's recipes. So if it's bad, I'm gonna call them out. Let me wash my hands. I know the other one, the cheesy one's gonna turn out good. Who wants cream cheese in their bread? I don't know. It sounded good to me. We'll see. I'm gonna, like I said, we're gonna have one that's more of your regular bread, and another one that's more of a interesting one. It smells really good. Lemon zest smells really good. No, I think that's good. Can you open this and then give me another like bowl so I can mix everything? So just like with the first one, I'm gonna go ahead and create everything and mix it in the bowl. Or actually I can use this one. Yeah, that's fine. I'll use this. I'll mix everything in, add my blueberries, and then assemble my dough, and then we'll be good to go. You can also add like sugar or whatever. It's supposed to be a sweet treat, but I think we'll just try and just see what it looks like, because the blueberries, I've already tried them and they're pretty sweet on their own. So we'll see. Maybe add a little bit more. That's fine. Out of people that are in here right now, does anybody like baking, or are you into any sort of like making any sort type of food? Let me know. Or what should I try next? Because I can go ahead and try other things as well and go live and like try to bake them or try to make them for you guys. So let me know. This is what it's looking like, and this is what we're gonna put inside the bread. Right here. Actually, I might need more. I will use more. I don't think this is enough. I'm gonna end up using a little bit more because last time when I was doing it with cheese, last week, I didn't use that much cheese and then I regretted it. I thought I needed more. Can you do more lemon zest? So this time I'm not gonna make this mistake again. And then once we've assembled them, we're gonna go ahead and put all of them away, and then we're gonna wait for, I think, another 30 minutes. Actually, no, never mind, 2.5 hours we're gonna wait. And then we're gonna preheat to 500 Fahrenheit, and we're gonna go ahead and bake it tonight. So I'm gonna show you guys, well I'm gonna come back. Not come back, but I'll update. Like I'm gonna stay on for 2 hours.
I'm not gonna stay there.
I'm not gonna stay on for 2 hours, but I'm gonna update you guys on how everything turned out. I'm also gonna update on my Instagram, so make sure if you want to see how everything turned out, make sure you're following me on Instagram and following me on here as well, because my goal is to continue going live every once in a while. It might not be baking, might be doing different things, but my goal is to just go live a little bit more often. So make sure you're sticking around and you're following me and you're liking the videos as well, because it really helps me out to know that, you know, people are actually interested in what I'm doing. So that's it. So I'm just spreading everything around down the middle like I did with the first one. And then I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this loaf as well. I don't know, I think it's gonna turn out pretty good, because what I've seen the recipes on Reels and on Shorts, and it was really, really nice how other people were doing it. Of course, they're like a lot more experienced than me, but we'll see. I hope it's gonna turn out well. No, I found some like little chimes from the other one in here. Yeah, we definitely don't want any chimes, so I'm taking that out. And then I'm just folding it down the middle like I did with the other one, making sure everything's closed off because we don't want cream cheese sticking out of it. And then we're just folding the sides of the bread, and then we're folding it once again down the middle. So the sides go inwards, and then I'm folding and creating that loaf of bread. And I need a lot more flour because this one is the sticky one. This is the one that was basically overproofed, that was overflowing and bubbling all over the place. So we need a lot more flour for this one, but it's making a really nice circular bread right here. So I'm happy with the shape of it. Definitely needs a little bit more flour, but other than that, it's good. It's called a bagel. I like that. That's funny. You can actually, I'm pretty sure you can make sourdough bagels as well. I haven't made them yet, but we'll see. So here's our little loaf of bread. Isn't it cute? I love it. Awesome. And just like the other one, I'm gonna go ahead and take the proofing basket. I already have the flour in there, and I'm gonna just add a little bit more flour on top. And then I'm gonna go ahead and dump it in, flip it over, put it in. This is what it looks like, and just add some flour on top of it. And we're basically done. So these are gonna go, we're gonna are gonna go in for 2.5 hours. In the meantime, in about 2 hours, I'm gonna start preheating my oven to 500. And when I put them in, Archie, and when I put them in, I'm gonna bake them at 450. So this is what everything looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go ahead and update everybody around like the recipes that I used and how everything turns out. But please go ahead and subscribe, like my live and my previous one as well, the part 1, just so you don't miss out on my future ones. But I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.